Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and today I'm over at Homegrown Plants in Farmersville, Texas, and I decided I'm going to plant up those new urns. Okay, so I decided I wanted to plant up those two new vintage urns that I installed in the backyard. I'm going to be very thrifty about it in that I'm going to be using a bunch of seedlings that random seedlings I have left over, and I'm going to be filling in with just a few things that are winter hardy and potentially some pumpkins. Okay, so I'm over here at Homegrown, and they have their pumpkins in, y'all. They have so many fun little areas set up for kiddos, which is just so cute. So they have like this little house with a little chair for photo op, and your kids can pick up pumpkins and bring them inside the little house and play with them while you're here shopping. Looks like someone's made a little pile in there already. And then these are all their basic jack-o'-lantern pumpkins that they have here. And then on this side they have more of their decorative pumpkins. I've always been a fan of these right here that look like they have little warts all over them. Lots of very cool, interesting pumpkins. Most of them are labeled, some of them are not. These are beautiful. Let me see if I can climb over here. See, the bunch of warts are only $9.95 each, which is a great price, especially for the larger pumpkins like that. Fairy tales, $14.95. Big fan of the kettle corn. Those are fun. These over here are called Warty Sunset, and they have like this kind of elongated kind of teardrop shape. White pumpkins. Oh, this guy is called Funnel Cake. Look at the soft colors on that. Fireball. Lou doll. Porcelain doll. Cinderella pumpkins are only $10. Very, very pretty. Love it. I really even love these gourds. I think these are really neat looking. Those are cool. Okay, so they also have this really cute area set up of here for your kiddos to come play, complete with a little slide. And you got like pumpkin tic-tac-toe over here. And these are all corn. The kids can get in there and play. Oh yeah, these are super cute. What a fun thing to do. Get some pictures of your kids coming down the slide. Look how cute all the pumpkins are, all lined up. Okay, and of course they have their massive mums. So you can get the ones with the decorative pots over here, and those are $50 each because they come with that fluted decorative pot. These are all $50, the ones with the grasses in the center. And you definitely want to pick out something like this right now that is just budded up, not blooming. It's going to last you a lot longer. But these are the 19-inch pot mums. And then on this side, I believe these are $34.95. These are a little bit smaller. Yeah, these are the 14-inch mums, but you know, just in reference to show you how big these are. These are massive, like almost 3 feet across. Aren't they beautiful? Of the orange. And they do a lot of the tricolor. So they've got 3 grown up. And then what they do is they have like a netting in the inside that's holding these all together to keep it from splitting open. Look at that one. But you definitely want one that's not all bloomed out. Like, you're not going to want this guy yet. That guy, here's the netting. You can see him. that holds it all together. You don't want one all ballooned out like that. And even these are pushing it. You want something like in this range or less. But lots of beautiful mums to choose from. And these are all their massive mums, but on the other side, they've got smaller mums. And all of these mums are $9.95. Just for reference on size. Oh, it looks like they have some asters over here. These look like Grape Queen. So if you're looking for a perennial, these are $9.99 each. Asters are really fun. And remember, in our area, you can plant these mums in the ground and they should return. They're very hardy. I love this kind of pinky bronzy color. Those are beautiful. Love that color. All right, they have some pots of ornamental peppers over here. These are pretty. Okay, some more things for fall plants. They have ornamental cabbage and kale. Really nice and big. I love those so much. Some over here too. These are $7.95 each. They have snapdragons. If you want to go ahead and get your snapdragons into the ground, these will survive over the winter. Fountain grass, which I love. I mean, you could just put this in a pot and it would be beautiful. We've got a few few annuals over here. So all of the kale should be fine throughout the winter for me. Should make it through the winter. And that's really what I'm looking to do, is put a few things that are winter hardy in that can grow and fill in for months to come, and then even be there in early spring. A lot of this other stuff is, as soon as we get our first freeze, it will be gone. Beautiful, has great fall color, and I've got lots of coleus, but for these urns, I'm thinking a different approach. Okay, they have some smaller containers of the ornamental peppers, which are really fun. Looks like these are all $4.95 each. Still lots of time to grow these, as we don't typically get our first frost until mid-November. So you have a good 6 to 8 weeks left at this point. Looks like they've started bringing all their violas and pansies in, which is exciting. Oh, and they still have some gorgeous zinnias that you could pop into the ground for some beautiful color right now, especially with that orange. And I really like this orange for the fall. Love it. Okay, so that was a fun trip. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be working on these urns. We're going to fill these in. First thing I need to do is level them before I do anything else. We'll level, then we're going to line them with a plastic bag, a trash bag with a hole in it. We're going to run our drip lines up through it, and then we're finally going to plant them. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a level and I've got a 2x4. That's going to better help me kind of see what's going on. I got some levels off of Amazon. They're called soft leveling shims, and they're rubber plastic. I didn't want to use wood shims that would eventually break down over time. All right, I'm going to hold it and you push those shims further in, sweetie. We might have to double up on some of the shims. Yeah. So Jeff is just adding additional shims on top of each other. All right, that's pretty good. And then we're going to check this direction too, which is spot on. Cool. All right, then what we'll do next is we'll take the urn, we'll put that back on. All right, and this one, all right, get it centered in there. And then what I'm gonna do, once again, is come back with the 2x4 again. So we have to come from this side. All right. Cool. It took a lot of shims. All right, if you'll take those inside and this inside, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so I should have tried to like fill these down low, but truthfully, getting these in place and getting them shimmed is a little bit more important. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to push a bunch of the moss up against the edge, all around the sides. Okay, and then to help with the soil, you could just put the soil right in, but truthfully a lot of the time, a lot of it's going to run out. And then also with planters, this is something I'm going to be doing a lot with for planters this next spring, is if you have like something like this, like with hanging baskets as well, if you'll go in and put in a plastic liner with a hole, all right, we're going to put a hole at the bottom of the plastic liner. So I'm just using a trash bag. And if you will go in and put in something like this, it's going to keep the water retained in the container longer, which I think is super important. If I don't put in the plastic liner, the water can come out all the way around this, right? So what I'm going to do, just kind of push this down into place. Okay, I've got some existing lines coming up from the bed below. A lot of these need to be cut off and tapped off, or so I'm going to do that real quick. And what I'm going to try to do is, I did put some soil in already. I'm going to try to push my, let's see where that is. There it is. I'll pull my drip line up through. Not the most attractive, but it's fine. I don't usually care about the drip line showing. Okay, the future of this design is going to be a large pumpkin in the center. But first I want to go in and I want to add in some of these large scale ornamental cabbage and kale. Now, I don't have a lot of time left for growing, which is why I'm starting with a lot of things that are fully grown. I am working this towards the front edge at an angle, as opposed to straight up and down. Because if I put this straight up and down, it would look like that. But by coming in at an angle, we're going to get to see more of the cabbage face. And these ornamental cabbage are a little dry, so they're a little wilty, but they'll perk back up. Okay, so I can totally stop there. It'll be fine. These kale do really good through the winter, which is nice too. I'm going to be adding some pansies and violas as well. But I have quite a few of the petunias and coleus that I started from seed. So I would like to come in and tuck some of these in a few places. Kind of just like that, in that direction. Once again, angling them out so that they have a little bit of a drape. Okay, I also have some of the violas and pansies that I grew from seed, and I'm gonna go ahead and tuck a few of those in. Some of them have some really nice fall colors to them. Let's see. And I think by adding in the pansies, it'll be nice because that'll also, once again, give me a little bit of winter interest along with the cabbage and kale. Now the petunias will not make it for the winter. These other ones should be nice and they should fill in in early spring. And I did forget to put in some fertilizer. So better late than never. Putting in some flower tone. That's what I have left over. Okay, and then for the drip irrigation, I am doing a total of 5 emitters in the center of this planter. And I'm gonna use a landscape pick to hold it in place. Okay, this next part is gonna look a little weird. I've got a plate. It's a regular dinner plate. I'm gonna turn the plate upside down, all right? Not right side up because it will collect water, but upside down with the idea that this plate will help disperse the pressure of the pumpkin that I'm gonna sit in the center, all right? All right, so then we're just gonna lift our pumpkin up into place. Okay, now I like a warty pumpkin. I like weird pumpkins. So I got one of the ones, I think its name is Wart something, but I love that look. You can put something more classic. You can put a fake pumpkin. I feel like this is really top heavy now, so I am gonna have to come down here and wire the bottom of my stand. I think if I do this in the future, I would use fake pumpkin. I think that would work better because this does have a little bit of wobble to it. I don't know. Let me try it without the plate. That's not so heavy. I think what we're going to do is switch to a fake pumpkin, which means I'll have to get those tomorrow. So let's go ahead and just lift this off for now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a fake pumpkin. It feels too top heavy. Jeff and I both agree. And these aren't the absolute most stable. They do have flexibility. And so I think that by doing that, I think that'll be safer. So let's go ahead and plant up the other side. Okay, they look really good. We just need a pumpkin. So it's Saturday night, I don't have time, but I'll try to get by craft store, Walmart, pop these in and see what they look like tomorrow. Okay, that escalated very quickly. This project was supposed to be inexpensive. It is no longer inexpensive. This ended up being expensive. However, I'm going to have beautiful pumpkin stacks for years to come, which will be really fun. So I ended up swinging by Michael's, and of course, the only pumpkins I liked were the expensive ones. Of course, I'm sure you're just not surprised at all by that. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a stack of pumpkins. Let's see if I got this right. I think I was doing this one. Pulling out the stems so that they stack a little bit nicer. And I like the ones that were a little bit more natural looking than like the standard jack-o'-lantern ones. All right, so there's like one pumpkin stack. And I didn't want to do them the same, like perfectly the same. And there's the other pumpkin stack. Okay, so I have 2 dowel rods, which I already had in my house. So the idea is that we're gonna start by drilling holes into the pumpkins and kind of threading them all the way through. At least that's what I have in my head. Hole. Okay, so theoretically, I should just be able to pretty much stick this through. And we want a good amount of stick at the bottom to push into the pot. I'm not really worried about these getting like super wet. I think that they'll end up being okay. Don't think that the styrofoam like is gonna like rot. A little bit higher, and then we'll put the little pumpkin on top, and I'm not going to go all the way through with the little pumpkin. Pumpkin stack. It's not perfect, but it's cute, and I'll be able to use it for several years. I like the colors. Totally expensive. It costs about as much to make this fake pumpkin stack as it would be to do a real pumpkin stack, which a real pumpkin stack is expensive. So anyway, I could wait in the future, you know, do this like at the end of the year and buy the pumpkins discounted. But after I got those vintage pumpkins planted, I was just obsessed with, or after I got those vintage urns going, I was just obsessed and really wanted to be able to finish the project. Okay. Done. Let's go put these in the planters. Okay. So I'm just going to come in with my stack. Okay, and then for one last touch, I'm going to add in a little bit of fall floral, just to really kind of play on the fall tones a little bit. I like it. Let's do the other side. Okay, those are super cute on this side. I like the accent of the silk blooms in there, just to add a little bit of color tie-in to the pumpkins. That was what I was nervous about. I love the color of the pumpkins, but because they're not natural, they just didn't tie in as well as the real pumpkins did. The violas. Petunias I grew from seed. Super cute. Looking at them from this angle, they look great. How fun. I'm thrilled with how they turned out. Love the colors. I like the jewel tones from the petunias tied in with each of them. Looks really good. All right. That project went from simple to not so simple, from cheap to very expensive. So, you know, I will say at least I have the pumpkins and the dried floral for next year. I'll be able to incorporate these in the containers for next year, which will be really fun. I've got these filled up with soil. I've got the emitters in place. I've got the drip lines in place. I've got them leveled. Got a lot of stuff done with them. So I am very, very pleased with the final product. I still have several more weeks of working out in here. So several of y'all, when I was setting up these urns, were like, just go ahead and do them. Go ahead and do them. And I think you're right. I will enjoy them the next 6 to 8 weeks out here. I'll enjoy the time with them. We'll change this, the faux parts out during the Christmas time. And we'll put some Christmas decor in there. But I'm really, really pleased with how it turned out. and not necessarily the price tag, but I still really like them. All right, you all, let me know what your thoughts on if you liked the real pumpkin versus the stacked faux pumpkins. The real pumpkin just ended up not being feasible because it's just way too top heavy, and it's just not something that these urns could handle. So that is what it is. I mean, that's just how they are. But let me know which one you prefer. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow my channel so much. And if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, just drop me an emoji below letting me know that you made it to the end and that you say hi. And make sure you check me out on my social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.